Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel on Eccentric RockStar'Seed. Somebody wants you to talk your shit today, like, or you're picking up on it. Okay, this one flipped out while I'm shuffling. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you are just listening to me, it sounds a little like okay, but if you're watching the screen while I'm talking, look while I'm holding this card up. Gemini, you manage. You got me. Damn, you got me. And I don't mean to sound so graphic and dramatic, but it's like the rock stars. I see all think about in the past 5 years, how many professional entertainers or rappers were taken down by jealousy, envy, or greed, right? But that's the scenario. I'm not saying you got them by way of jealousy, envy, or greed. You got them by way of their you I don't know. How do I say this? They were ambitious and they didn't know. They just didn't know that. I guess they fucked around and found out about you. This is mental. This is also communication. So somebody said some fly shit and thought they defeated you. Mm-hmm. There, I love you. You're my everything. Listen, I'm trying to get. You're gonna have a new perspective on "Sexy Red." For those of you who got some shit to say about that song, you gotta realize it's lighthearted, it's light spirited, it's fun. Heavy emphasis on being lighthearted, free spirited, and fun. That's how people fall in love with you. That's exactly how people fall in. You hear them commentators like, where did she come from? She's an industry plant. You done fucked around and found out, not knowing that Sexy Red's been building this career for years. Look at all her earlier videos where she still looked like a 12-year-old. Okay? Walking down the street rapping. She made her own video, walking down the street rapping. You dig what I'm saying? Kind of like Kanye West. And Kanye West is a Gemini, right? But it's Five of Swords. This gives me Jennifer. This somebody's name is Jennifer because I was about to say Jennifer too. This gives me defeated by way of you let them talk their shit. You let them experience that euphoria for a while. You let them get on that high and let them think they was doing their thing, and then that's it. That's it. Oh my God, I'm in love with Josh. I am majorly but crazy in love with Josh. But now I don't know how to act around him. Gemini, you got somebody feeling like that. But because they came off like this with the defeat, the house always win. They came in a Gemini like that. You dig what I'm saying? Or Gemini placements. What has happened? They realized this in Gemini season. I feel like this is a tower for somebody. You see that? Keep in mind, I held this card up for like 5 minutes straight already. This is defeat. Defeat. And it's interesting. I put it right in front of this purple amethyst. Okay? Defeat. So there's a couple of things I pick up from that, with that being there. This is a seashell, so this gives me like water energy, and then this seashell is kind of covering this pink rose quartz. That's love. So obviously you blew somebody's mind. That's one. While at the same time, whoever they're hanging around, Gemini placements. I'm gonna just say Gemini to shorten it, because you understand by now. If you watch enough of my videos, I always clarify is if you can have Gemini anywhere, or it could be in your 12 houses, any planetary placement, north node, south node. You could be cross watching for a Gemini. You can also, this can also be happening during Gemini season. You blew somebody's mind while someone was trying to blow your chakra. That means you been blew their mind. You been did that. You been did that, and the energy is further amplifying. I feel like somebody got caught watching you, and they start putting two and two together, two to two together, two to two. So there's a competition, obviously, because Five of Swords is ambition anyway. So two to two. Somebody feel like they had one up. I think it's really whoever they're hanging around is who the competition is with. It's like the karmics, they trying to like, I don't know if they want to take this man money or just take his sex or just control him through sex. I think he's better in bed. I see that very clearly. This person, you would never expect this person to know how to work his dick the way that he do. Excuse me. And these are all premonitions. These are all channel messages. Now you can see it. You could have recently had a sexually explicit dream, okay? This person relaxes your energy. You realize now, and so does this person. But I think a lot of what you're picking up on, Gemini, is how this person feels about you. No matter what they showed you, it's about what they feel about you, or something like that. Now I gotta. This person is trying to go pray now because they kind of freaked out. They kind of freaked out because it's like, I don't know what you did. Remember on that Pisces season, it's like she gonna end up in the hospital if she don't stop yelling at the moon. Not somebody yelling at him like that. Because the energy shifted. Whatever they thought they did, whatever the girls that they play around with thought they did, even if it's another man. That's a big one too. I don't mean to be like nasty or anything like that, but there's a man who thought he was more sexually attracted to same sex, but he feel this type of way about you. And that man that he's connected with is pissed off. This man is giving me like Queen of Wands in reverse. Just because it's a Queen of Wands in reverse doesn't mean it can't be a man in his feminine energy, but it's a very jealous, insecure, distorted energy. If you're having dreams where you're fighting somebody's secret lover, it's like you could be in a social event and you pick up on the vibe of this person's giving you that nasty energy. This person's looking at you some type of way. This person's even walking up to you saying slick shit to you. And it's like, where do you know me from? But you can already read the room about who this person is and why they're doing that to you. It's like a female. When they in love with a man and they know this man is looking at somebody else, they'll go taunt the other female that the man is looking at out of jealousy and insecurity. It's that. So, oh, you arrange for Yusuf, alayhi salam, arrange my affairs for me, fix my condition, and provide for me, O Lord, and protect me from the evil of your creation. O Allah, fulfill my need, relieve my distress, and relieve my anxiety, O Lord. I'm not surprised that this defeat is on the board. What's on the bottom? Nine of Cups in reverse. In the upright, that would be happy family. So something shifted. We're going to put that right here. Yeah, somebody's insecure. And that's right where hope is. So that's love, and that's in front of hope. And this is black tourmaline, or black obsidian. That one's the black obsidian. So somebody definitely did try to send some nasty shit your way, and they got defeated because the house always wins. So Gemini, that'd be you. You'd be the house that's always winning. Because the man is in love with you while they're doing the most to make the man, to try to control the man. You see that with that Six of Cups? Let me try to make you forget about that as much as possible. It's not surprising because when I split the deck, they go to Four of Pentacles. That says power right there, right? Yeah. Now, all while this is not your problem, Gemini. I'm not saying it like it is. I'm saying it because it's funny. You were not crazy. I say this to say for those of you how this resonates. You were not crazy. You know how this person feel about you. You know what you picked up on. You realize what you feel about them too. Okay? This person couldn't handle it. This person's not trying to handle it. This person is like, think logically with this Five of Swords. It's like the man at the end of the movie, he's just not that into you. He ain't had to say it the way he said it to her, but he said what he meant. It's like, he was like, what are you talking about? You and I are in a relationship? Did I ask you out? Then why the hell would you do all of this? You know, I hate when women put all this shit together in their head, and then it's twisted and it's insane. It really hurt her feelings. But you know what? That was a tower. You dig? She's more optimistic. He was more pessimistic, but he got real about why he was acting like that after she let him go. It's like, I was so used to keeping these women at bay. You dig what I'm saying? I was used to having these women at bay. I was used to being in that control. I didn't realize when I fell for someone because I'm always in control of everything. Now, This person is like staring at their phone. They check their emails. They look on social media. They look at a lot of different things. They know more than what you tell them. They do, because they're watching you closely. So if you got a lot going on right now, they know about it. Not because you told them, because they watch you closely. This is for those of you who do something publicly. Grounded. This is the Temperance. This is art. Some of you have art expos. Some of you are just creative in art endeavors, or just have something that is more authentically you. But the Sagittarius is like, how can I say this? This is the earth. This is my earth angel card. This is somebody who's balanced and harmonious. And this motherfucker over here is sitting in the Five of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Unhappy. We're gonna put you right here with the artistry right here, because this is pretty. Okay. Put this right here. You sitting right here. Admiring, like just is sitting like just marinating in your creative endeavors. And what's on the bottom? The Ace of Pentacles. Well, let's just say you won. It's not a competition. You're right. It's only a 5, and a 5 to be changed. He's sitting in a 5 of Swords defeat and a 9 of Cups in reverse. That's unhappy, arrogant, being arrogant, emotionally manipulative, and just totally obsessed over there in the corner somewhere. You're sitting in the major arcana with the Ace of Pentacles, which is the helping hand of God. No contest. Let's keep going. This person obviously has a lot to say to you. This person's pissed the fuck off too that they got defeated like that. Like I didn't. Why didn't anybody tell me? Nobody saw that coming. Like everybody know what's going on. Like, what are you talking about? It's like Kurt talking about the twin flame. Like, don't try to tell everybody what a twin flame is, what you're experiencing, because they gonna think you nuts. Like, I don't understand what that is. No, everybody's not experiencing that, and it's not the same for everybody. You can't tell nobody about a twin flame journey. You are somebody strung out because they don't know what to do. I saw that sun card. Hold up. I saw that. I saw it. Compassion is my compass. I'm willing to hold space for the experience of others. That sounds like you're rubbing it in a little bit, but you know, you can't be too obvious about it. I see somebody tripping, like, you know what? With the ambition card, it's like whatever they thought they was doing over here, they could have been parlaying with your people, like making you feel like you ain't in the social group. That was a dud. That shit is in reverse. So all them premonitions you got, and that was the truth. It wasn't that. You're somebody who gets intuitive hits. You see things in a dream state before they happen. So you have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't want to. It didn't break your spirit, but you could have felt some type of way because you saw it. Because it is what it is. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You see what I'm saying? Once it's there, it's there. You can't go back to not knowing. So you had to work through that, and they was happiness. You see what I'm saying? They look like they having a barbecue, having a social life, like having like this is like the golden time of day. This is some amazing Frankie Beverly shit right here. No. Now this person's questioning everything. But this person, what I feel like this person's a liar. And people, you shouldn't take it lightly that it doesn't pay to be a liar. It's a very serious thing to be a liar. It's like, if you could lie about something like that, what else will you lie about? That's very life-threatening to be a liar. It's never good. Like, you can't trust nobody who's a liar. And you hear that and you comprehend, obviously, if they're going to lie, you can't trust them. No. People are willing to lie about anything. So if somebody went to this drastic ass measure to lie about how they felt about you, what else would they lie about? That's what's fucked up, and that's what's scary about the whole thing. It's like, you can't undo this, you know, something happened. Like, it's like a tower moment or something. I don't know what you did, Gemini. I think you just was a Gemini about it, or you just a Gemini placement about it. I don't mean to say it like that. I just mean it like you were in your authenticity, whatever that entails. But this is serious for somebody. Someone should tell these people like just because you didn't throw a punch doesn't mean you weren't fighting. You didn't stand your ground. I'm ready to go big, rise up and step into my power. Oh, now you are. Now you are. Big bad wolf. And what's on the bottom? Owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. Because you do it, now they want to do it. Well, now you don't have a choice. Okay? And you try to explain that to somebody, it's like, well, now it's giving opportunists. Because what's on the bottom is like attacking others is an attack on myself. Attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. Yeah, because it backfired. It backfired. So now it's like nowhere for you to go but to go big. Like you don't hit such a rock bottom. Now you gotta rise up and go home. Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassion, take action, and bring forth peaceful energy. You know what this is? Somebody got their ass whipped. And that ass whooping woke their ass up. And now it may not be a literal beat somebody down with a punch, with a better punch. But your punch was better than their punch. Like you whatever you bring to the table that they tried to clown you for has a lasting impact on people in general because people are now. I think people can see this person going through changes now. Hmm. This person can't lie if they wanted to now, but because they told such a big lie, I don't know if they're gonna shy away, back away, or just try to ghost, try to save face. But you've been enthralled around these people so much that they could pick up when something is wrong with you. So now they know. So whoever you was closest to, fucking around with, playing around with, they know. They're salty. They're salty because you can't deny what your conscience is trying to tell you. It's not your mind. This is spiritual. And not like spiritual warfare. You might even use warfare to deny it, but that doesn't last. It slows it down, but it doesn't last. When I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. Somebody got their ass whipped. I don't know if obviously the Most High stepped in. Maybe somebody's ancestors stepped in. Maybe somebody told this motherfucker in front of everybody, you know what? This wasn't the way to hide it. This wasn't the way to handle it. You're gonna be the one to end up looking stupid. They may not have yelled at this person, but they let this person know. It's like whatever they said was like the veil was lifted. Because the more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world. This could have been a general conversation amongst a family or a group of friends, close friends. You dig? Because it's obviously partying. Like this was so much self-righteous, self-important, fake arrogance, egotistical, insecure victim bitch shit that they did to you, Gemini. Now they sitting around in fakeness. You can't fake that no more. The energy shifted. Everybody feel it. It's in the air. Everybody's picking it up. You can smell roses in the air. That means this earth angel then took over a whole situation. So it doesn't matter what you try to deny. Everybody know the truth now. Everybody's made to know the truth now. I don't care if don't nobody call you or not, you definitely feel like one. You look like one doing that to Gemini. Or this is happening during Gemini season. What else? Look, celebration on the bottom. That's why that song kept popping up. It's like I kept listening to Euphoria, and then that song popped up, You My Everything. And listening to Sexy Red in the beginning, the way she was like, I say who baby. Exactly. You know, okay? And now it's like Drake, I really like Drake's verse on the record. I like the way he flows. He can rap. You know, it's a nice song. I like his wordplay and everything, even though it could have been a weird timing. It's something about timing. It's like it's very awkward based off of him surviving the accusations of being a pedophile. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but everything that was thrown at Drake leading up to this song, and he's singing this song, the first thing he said is, "I'm a bully," about the pussy or something like that. Something like that. But he's talking about a love interest. Now he's trying to like clean it up. He's like, I swear, he said, I have a passion for you. I swear, I'm attracted to you. I swear, I promise. I really like you. Like maybe if you, what he said, what did Drake say in the song? He said, maybe we can go away on a trip somewhere. And then he referenced if these people, maybe we can go the same parts or some shit like that. And then he referenced the rap beef. If people stop starting with me, or maybe when your baby dad, you done with your baby dad, we could go somewhere. Whatever. I understand you busy right now. Somebody's checking their emails, checking their phone, asking questions. And I feel like the group that this person was hiding around is people you know, Gemini. If it's not your friends and family, I feel like it's boldface. I feel like it was family or friends or whatever. And they knew the truth. They just ain't say nothing. You know, everybody's socializing, having a good time. It's family orientation. Now this person is starting to get scared or is just starting to feel some type of way. Their feelings got the best of them. Love is a powerful thing. Don't ever treat it like it's a weakness. The worst mistake you can do is take it ain't somebody's love, just your whole perception of what love does. You got to think about why you feel like you should have acted like that. Because love, you dishing the person, whoever I'm talking to, who did this to Gemini, you felt some type of way at one time. Because love is such a powerful thing. Your love is such a powerful thing. And somebody played with it. So you felt like you got to be this macho person to protect yourself. It's just that your time is up with going about life like that. When you met Gemini, you were supposed to change it. It was time for you to change. Gemini woke you up. Okay? There's nothing dull about a Gemini. They will surprise you. They're quick, they're witty, they are creative, and they're outspoken, and they're passionate. And they let you get high off of what you thought you was doing, and they let you feel like you had a defeat. You said something against Gemini that wasn't cool. But Gemini ain't one to freak the fuck out about it. They're gonna let you experience that euphoria, and then they're gonna say they gonna speak their mind. It's just that when they speak their mind, it's not it's a quantity over quality. So I don't know how many malicious things that were thrown out there against Gemini's character. You know, obviously it's a buildup. But when Gemini finally says something, it was so impactful that it lasts. The effects of it is long lasting. And that's what this is. We got adventure. Surrender. This is a journey. This is not your ego. There's nothing you can do about this. Somebody's salty, they look hella dumb. So what was said? Doesn't matter what was said. It was meant to be derogatory and an attack against Gemini. That's what was said. All of what was said. That contradicted what Gemini stood for, what you knew to be true about Gemini and how you truly feel about Gemini. You attacked it. That's what was said. Balance. Somebody said Gemini was boring. They said I need somebody more creative. Look at this. I feel more balanced with somebody more creative. Gemini is a mastermind of a lot of different things. Don't ever forget that. And I think you're coming to learn that. Something about this unique conversation this time around, you learned a lot about Gemini. And the motherfucker who played the game with you couldn't say shit because it's the group of people you was talking to. They not gonna say shit. We keep it real on these streets. Like you ain't gonna sit over here and pump fake with us. We don't play that shit. So really, you look twice as salty because you thought you could play. You thought you teamed up with somebody, and they brought you around other real people or more real people, and not even they gonna speak up about this. It's like the conversation took its turn because it was meant to, because it's just the truth. So I don't know what people was thinking. I think they thought Gemini was isolated for real. Gemini not isolated for real. Okay, power was very seasoning about this Gemini experience, or this experience during Gemini season, and that's on the bottom. Divine timing. You saw Gemini's power. It was divine timing. You couldn't see something about Gemini at first. So somebody shut that noise out. You see how that's positive over negative? The colorful stuff is like shutting the noise out. It's like, listen, when I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. It took the same relatives you were trying to hide behind to start telling the truth about Gemini. Maybe it's some elders in there that just tells the truth. Like, listen, you talk about you this and that and that and this. So is Gemini. Gemini did that first. You weren't expecting that. While in other news, this reading is about the premise you picked up, like what you felt, Gemini, was true. What the person feels about you is true. You picked it up. You're not dumb. You know you're not dumb. It's just unfortunate that you're the type of character that you have. You're not going to make. You could talk to you blue in the face, as you say, until they're ready to get it. They're not going to get it. So it wasn't for you to sit in front of 60 people and try to convince them what the facts are. They don't want to see it. They don't have to see it, and that's okay. You surrendered. Somebody didn't see your work clearly. They see it now. Professionally. Somebody didn't see you as a lover clearly. They see it now. And you're not even with nobody, but they see it now. They're afraid of you going with somebody now that they see you clearly. Okay? If you were the black sheep of the family, they see you clearly now. It's the same people that raised Gemini that told the truth. Look at the big picture. What's on the bottom? Your hard work is paying off. The bigger picture is they always come back. You could have got advice from an ancestor or an elder who let you know in life. You could have got this advice early in life. You know, one thing about it, if people want to leave you, let them go. They always come back. Especially when the more you focus on yourself, they always come back. It's just nature. It ain't, and then you know what? The curtains are now that the curtains are pulled back. It had nothing to do with politics. It had nothing to do with what this person's family might think. It had nothing to do with what your family might think. It had nothing to do with you. This person was just scared. These were just big ass excuses, big ass lies, big lies. Politics, career, family, like all the things they think you can't nobody argue with, or unless the person wouldn't argue with. Oh, it's not conducive for my career. It'll jeopardize my career, or my family won't approve, or, and this speaks to whether you're biracial or not, or if you come from different backgrounds or not, or anything. If someone been to jail and the other one didn't, someone's valedictorian, something like that, like it's very polar opposite. This is exactly what this person asked for. You haven't slept with this person. You've never kissed this person. You've never touched this person. This person's never touched you neither. So it's totally pure, like a virgin. Touch for the very first time. Everything is a first time for both of y'all. Adjustments are required. Bring love into the situation. And that's a lot of purple on these two cards. Yes. Someone needed to ground themselves in their emotions, because this is pink, a little bit of purple too. But this is a lot of pink right here. Look at the big picture. The more you work on yourself, that makes them come back. They always come back. And but what I admire about you, Gemini, is you didn't blame yourself. You didn't go through karmic changes because you internalized it like it was you. You always knew it had nothing to do with you. But somebody really needs to get honest. Somebody is a big ass liar, and that is disgusting. You gotta be real with yourself. Like that is motherfucking disgusting. Okay? Look at this. Even the words defeat is in purple. Like, and it's right in front of this purple amethyst. Like what the fuck? Like all these cards, these deep purples. Like, why you stoop so low to keep a lie going? So someone could have sent that negative ass energy to throw you off or make you run the other way. They made it so toxic that you had no choice but to run the other way. But they didn't have to do that. All they had to do was tell the truth. Carlos, you have the answer for Santino. You tried to body yourself, not realizing who this motherfucker is. And that's this two Sagittarius cards here, so that's a balance. The person does not have to be a Sagittarius. I'm talking about the energy of what it entails. This person's balanced. This person's creative. This person is fucking talented. And I like how in this card, it has the walk and stop. So that's that push-pull that you could have been experiencing. You weren't ready to receive. It's a balance. It's a duality here of energy. It's a yin-yang energy here. Okay? This Sagittarius energy bodied this Gemini energy, but not you, Gemini. This person was in a shadow side of themselves, trying to manipulate your energy, make you feel defeated, make you feel insecure, unhappy, or arrogant, just try to gaslight you. When in the whole time, this is you. They wanted to switch the roles. Like this was them and this is you. Tell me about adjustments are required. Bring love into the situation. This is somebody who feels salty, who was with this person, helping them lie. That's the part I picked up on. Someone was really helping this person keep up a lie, and that's ridiculous. And I think it's comical because now that whoever the close friends and relative is who saw this person to be the liar, why are you helping this person lie? You're not even important. You might as well just fall back to the fucking wayside. It's like the way they were treated is like you're irrelevant. And that's what you get for trying to isolate Gemini and make Gemini feel irrelevant. Today is the best day to start pursuing your dreams. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, or when you retire. Today. Focus your thoughts and intentions towards your dreams today, and you are already on your way. Somebody thought they could slow you down, or thought this would slow down your dreams. Okay? Somebody thought they could slow down what makes your heart beat faster. Believe the signals. Somebody was having those heart palpitations too. If this is some kind of flame journey or spiritual journey, somebody was experiencing those heart palpitations at one time. The signals your heart sends you. When you learn to listen to your heart, you'll begin to follow it. Why don't you have enough of a life that you want to help somebody keep up a lie? That's a hell of a fucking way to be. Like that. Now you understand their purpose for being together is they're nasty and they're liars. Like, you know, they were already a low frequency. That's a karmic energy anyway. But you have to realize one thing that also sticks out to you, Gemini, what I'm picking up on is that you know, when there's anything that has a karmic effect that's meant to be a lesson. We call them dramas on this channel. That created all that unnecessary drama when they didn't have to be in it in the first place. It's really not your business. You realize this person, and everybody does too, realize that this person was a part of everybody's plan against you. Whether it's just gossip, lies. A lie can mess somebody's life up. Lies got people life in jail. Lies have gotten people killed. Lies have gotten people separated from their families, their children, their spouses. Lies. Or have somebody building a whole nother empire on a faulty foundation. The faulty foundation is the lie. Is built off of. Okay? And they'll have a whole nother situation over here based off a lie. That's what this energy is. That Five of Swords and Nine of Cups in reverse. Unhappiness and defeat. What did you expect? We don't worry about what they could have. Whatever they expected was to get It's to avoid accountability. That's really what it's about. So, but what I do admire about you, Gemini, this flipped out. You took the high road. You were so you that unfortunately it happened at a time where what they thought they were doing the whole time, with the assumption of breaking you down, you were pursuing what made you happy. It was your pursuit of happiness, and it was their call to wake up and like really like look in the fucking mirror. So you have say thank you. On top of look at the big picture and your hard work is paying off, you said you have say thank you to others as often as you can. Say thank you to life. Say thank you to yourself. Gratitude allows you to trust life, and trust is the foundation for dreams to come true. So it takes, and to clarify that or further amplify it, it takes courage to pursue your dreams. It takes courage to be who you are. And that was the initial envy as to why somebody would help this person keep a lie up. Okay? It was all, it's a faulty foundation. You don't give a damn about everybody who just, anybody who just fuck it. Just fuck it because they felt like they didn't have a purpose in life. They felt like they didn't belong. They could have felt rejected by you, so they felt like I'm gonna go along with this lie because that's my way of feeling close to you. You might have thought, egotistically, when you're still working through things, it registers in the mind first before you get that unity, that unity conscious about yourself in regards of the initial experience. When it at the phase of it where it's registering in your mind, it's like, oh, you're trying to be spiteful. This person's not trying to be spiteful. This person don't feel like they have you. Okay? It didn't sink into this person how much of a value you are to them, and they took it for granted. So they were willing to keep up with this lie, even if it meant their own fucking character is compromised, their own life is compromised. They don't care. They just want to go along with the flow to feel closer to you, like a mother, somebody who's a father figure or a mother figure. Gemini, you could be that, the father figure or mother figure, or just somebody that somebody looks up to, someone to look up to, like you possess those strong leadership qualities, just in a different way that this counterpart does. And it may not be all that different when it's all said and done because you got public notoriety right here. It takes courage to pursue your dreams. It really takes courage to be authentic. It really takes courage to not wear a mask all day. That's exhausting. To be who you are, to do what feels right. It takes courage to face the fears that have the power to hold you back and be brave. That's what you were doing the whole time. That's why your hard work is paying off and people recognize it. That's why people will recognize your power or this. Look at this. There's two cats at the bottom of this. There's two cats here. Somebody know you the cats meow. They know that. So while they was sleeping on you, they was acting more deaf dumb than they actually were. When I see this power, look, hold this shit. Because it has a moral compass. And I like that she has wings on her too. Just like the Sagittarius card has wings on it. So your moral compass was pointing north as at least as best as you can. The more you focus on yourself, the more respect is earned. That's why the things that you're doing are long standing. What no matter how much people attack it or attack you, it's still long standing no matter what. Okay? It lives on because it's authentically you. You're being true to yourself. You painted the narrative. Okay? I like how the artistry in the Sagittarius, in this Temperance card it looks like bloodshed. This is an urban deck. So it resonates by way of growing up hard or growing up in like the rougher parts of town or a bigger city or something like that. And you took that and created a narrative for something better. You created a mural, or you created something that's long standing, that's worthy of respect. Or the things that you're doing, the community recognize it. Or back where you're from, the community recognize it. People at home are watching you, is how I'm hearing it. I'm going to read this card. I'm going to read what this card is talking about, even though I know exactly what it's talking about. The sovereign angel is queen of her domain. She knows who she is and where she is going. Behind her head, a halo crown in the form of a compass represents choice over many directions. Her mysterious dark wings point heavenward. A pair of cheetahs tamed at her feet. Cheetahs are associated with courage and the mighty of royalty, and like royalty, and can inspire both a lot of awe and a lot of respect. So the aura of protective golden light surrounding power provides she has earned the necessary wisdom to use the position of sovereignty responsibly and wisely. In today's world, we often measure our worth against the illusions of worldly status and mistake material gain for power. Many feel helpless and victimized by the chill of power's seemingly ruthless grip. But this can only happen if we choose to look outside of ourselves for the strength and wisdom we feel we lack. Authentic power, however, comes from within. An ability to recognize and discern its core meaning can take many years, if not lifetimes. The presence of this triumphant card reminds you of your spiritual inheritance and sovereign self. You are a bright, regal spark of the divine, independent, individual, and yet totally connected. Perhaps you are in the midst of a power struggle or need to reclaim control from a person or a situation. Are you using your power or position of power wisely? Are you being called to stand firm in your power and have the courage of your convictions? Question mark. Purposeful thoughts and deeds seed from the fertile grounds of truthfulness. Honor and respect carry authentic power, and you are amongst the strongest allies. So no matter what they say or do against you, seemingly you seem to maintain that sense of integrity, and you always tell the truth even if it's against yourself. That's what I'm getting from it. I hear Beanie Siegel on the song with Eve. Philly, on the part with Beanie Siegel, he's like, make them hating bitches kiss your ass. That's what you do. I don't care what they say. Keep attacking. Keep going. You still are who you are. Okay? And what's clarifying that is divine timing. They will, it ain't about bowing down to you like you God, but it's about respect. They will respect your conglomerate because that's what your presence, that's what your position commands. Okay? You'd be a hater if you don't see the progress and the influence and the contributions Gemini has put into the community. But you are, I feel like in divine timing too, Gemini, you're aligned with your intuitive nature. And you're flexible. You are flexible. Divine timing can gift you with a beautiful, like, very happening. And it's like something's very happening. It's giving, like the perfect time is now. Like pursuing your dreams and taking courage and practicing courage and saying thank you and focusing on what makes your heart beat fast, like what you're passionate about. People really see the authentic you. I don't care what they said against your character. That's people want to talk, let them talk. I say that all the time. Okay, somehow, like if you're wondering how like the divine timing part, like how has this played a part in your life, you got a lot of unplanned synchronicities that have molded your reality today. So somebody could see something that kind of could have been a challenge for you, but they took that and started agitating failure against you. You see what I'm saying? It's like that one little petty thing. Like you need a lot more than that. The house always wins. I feel like God is in control. Mostly when I see the Five of Swords like that, that's like people playing God in their own life or trying to play God in yours, and the house always win. Like the truth always prevails. It gives that kind of energy. Like Five of Swords, you have to realize represents ambition. I'm going to win by any means necessary. You did not cut corners. You practice integrity. You're showing up as a whole major arcana as their opposing energy, which would be the Sagittarius energy. So that's the balance of that yin yang energy. That's what I'm seeing here with the balance card. And the surrender is the fluidity, that mutable energy. It's like I'm ready for what else life has to teach me. Like you face your North Node. I'm proud of you, Gemini. Surrender. It got a lot of it has a lot of butterflies on that card. But God is highlighting possible resistance and attachments in need of your attention. You may have reached an impasse with a challenging predicament, or perhaps you're struggling to maintain control within a situation. I feel like it wasn't your situation to control, or you weren't trying to be controlling in a situation, or it could feel like damage control. You could have been struggling to, like, you saw all of what was against you that was like real threatening. It could have appeared to be real threatening to a big financial opportunity, and people speaking ill on your name. They don't even know you well enough, but they were the people who were purposely trying to sabotage it for you. The house always wins. So this really talks about career in this part. Like, if somebody tried to like spit on your name career wise while they see you up and coming, you rose above that. It's a mural on the wall, so you're not like everybody else. You're not even doing things like everybody else. I hear people are going to want to come, they're going to switch teams, they're going to want to come work with you. You're not going to have it. Not because you're bitter, you're just not going to have it. You see the person's character for what it is. Remember what I said? Once you know, you can't go back to not knowing. Like, it wasn't kumbaya just because y'all in the same playing field or in the same profession. It was no kumbaya. It was ambition all day. It was no emotional fulfillment. It wasn't about emotions. In fact, they could have been blocked off. Like, you see people say you're a person who pays attention to that kind of stuff. Your sacral chakra, or your energy alignments, like you work well with your creative energy, obviously, because your yin is a balance of yin yang energy here. You operate, you know how to maneuver as you need to through your masculine energy, just like you know how to maneuver back into your feminine energy as you need to. You can't be predominant in one energy all the time and expect it not to be an imbalance. You feel what I'm saying? So whoever tried to defeat you, you show up as a major arcana, and I tell you this, if you watch my readings since from a year ago, it's only a 5, and a 5 can be changed. You showing up as a whole major arcana with an ace, so it's an opportunity. You took an opportunity where they may have took the opportunity from you because they didn't want to be kumbaya with you, or they didn't want to be professional with you. They did not fuck with you like that, with the 9 of Cups in the reverse. Okay? They were, I don't care if they were miserable or not, miserable or not, professionalism, they did not want to mess with you. We passed that, right? So what did you do? Well, they tried to like blackball you or somehow, this giving blackball energy. You created a new opportunity. They didn't know they didn't know that about you. Only my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. So even in the darkest parts of the experience, you're still shining. You still got accolades with your name on it. I done created something. I done lost money, made money. Now I created something they can't take from me. And you out of debt. It puts you out of debt. It took you out of debt. Or this new experience is going to take you out of debt. So this is like leaning very much towards career. Like, a lot of this is career. Okay? Attacking others is attack on myself. So what I get from that, I'm gonna be honest, it could be somebody from your own cultural group that puts you down. Like, damn. If Gemini had the opportunity to open a door for better opportunities for you, you weren't supposed to shut that down. That was a test for you, and you failed miserably. Now somebody is like, well, I'm ready to go big and rise up and step into my power. Now you want to ride the success train of Gemini. Now that Gemini took a different route. I told you, I reference Kanye West all the time. In the early part of his career, when he got signed, they sat him on the shelf for 2 years, and he really ain't had no real immediate plans to put him on the front market. And what did he do? He took the opportunity and made his own video for Through the Wire. He did that by himself without the record label's permission or anything, and they admired him for it. Like we all admire him for his work today. Now you really kick somebody's ass without getting your hands dirty, because you didn't have to get your hands dirty. All you had to do is continue focusing on yourself. Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. Even in the face of that shit, it could have been hard. It could have been nearly impossible. It feels like that. With all this against you, this was your aura when you was getting blackballed, or getting dismissed, or somebody thought they was annihilating you, or casting you out, family or professional. I think you experience a little bit of all of it, but that's the part of that North Node journey. You facing your North Node does bring about fake friends or true enemies, but keep building that shit anyway, like Mother Teresa. People are often illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. We forgive them anyway, because they're not coming with me anyway. Okay? You're just gonna stay stuck where you at because your spirit calls for you to stay stuck where you at. It's not gonna do for you anyway. Balance, surrender, power. These cards feel good. Fan of that show. You somebody has a fan made out of feathers. Look, I don't give a fuck. Look, I'm doing me. I see the big picture. We see how your hard work is paying off. Now they see the big picture. And you said thank you to them anyway, even though they was piece of shit. They was like assholes towards you. It's cool though, because you got something can't nobody take from you. As long as they felt like they had the upper hand, or maybe you went to work for a company or something, as long as they felt like they had the upper hand, they felt like you ain't gonna never make it. Not as long as I got something to say about it. Well, bitch, ain't nobody asked you anyway. What you got to say about that? Okay, where your business at? Or where's your creative endeavor at? What you got to say about that? No matter how good at what you are, no matter how good you are at what you do, when you're pursuing a company, it's humble to start at the beginning. It's people didn't see it correctly. It's like to be humble is you didn't go out there like a know-it-all. It's like you could have went out there seeking guidance, seeking education or something like that. You're trying to learn. You're trying to learn more of what you're getting yourself into. Learn the ropes, so to speak. And somebody saw your spirit and just started attacking it. Like that was that nasty entity that's on them. You forgive that because you understand that for what that is firsthand. You've been through that already, so you already walked out the house unprepared. I'm sorry, you already walked out the house prepared. They were unprepared. And this is so colorful. This is so pretty right here. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Heavy emphasis on what they thought they was going to do. They thought they was going to send you back home with your tail between your legs, is what I heard. Well, let's put this right here because that's what Gemini deserves. You see this art piece right here with Temperance, Ace of Pentacles, and owning my power. That's you. But the butterflies, I was talking about something with the butterflies. That is a big symbol of transformation. Because there you go from a caterpillar, you transition from a caterpillar. They must have thought they was going to take you down at the caterpillar phase. So how you threatened as somebody who's at a caterpillar phase only tells me, they were never a butterfly to begin with. And you learn as you go anyway. It's like working in a strip club and all the girls hate you. But they were never really solidified in their position anyway. They were always insecure because they knew they were expendable. They knew you were chosen, you were destined for greatness. That was just the phase you were at and in your journey. That kind of thing. But butterflies are a powerful symbol of transformation, and it's a renewal. So now is the time to embrace change and to step bravely into the unknown and surrender what you are for that which you could become. I told you about people counting you out, and now you opened the door. So they have to if they want to be successful, they got to respect you and give you your credit. They don't have a choice whether they gonna grit their teeth or not. And maybe some people's way of showing you respect is shutting the fuck up about spitting on your name. They just have to shut the fuck up then. That's just the way it is. I like how the Victorious music is playing in the background. Hold on, y'all. Shuffle for Gemini. The puppeteer. Explanations and apologies. Somebody was manipulating the situation to make you look crazy. And what's clarifying that is the wise one. You see how it has the puppet master, okay, the strings, and they have to release explanation and apologies. Yeah, somebody owes you a big ass apology. A lot of people do. Okay? The wise one is like you cannot You could be a Sigma female or a Sigma male. Like you don't come up way too aggressive, but and you're real quiet with your moves. So when once you do attack, they don't know what the fuck hit them. It's like I counted this person out and they just come smack me in the face with a whole Tonka truck or army truck full of success, worth success. Like when I saw you, you was just a caterpillar. How you come back this big army Tonka truck? What is my little millimeter supposed to do? You dig what I'm saying? You're a centipede. the wise one. The wise one, tradition and order. Sometimes I get in my bag and I like to read more intuitively. I read it intuitively. Yeah, we know they owe you an apology. We know. But it's your time. It's your time, Gemini. That's what it's meant. Like, I feel like no matter what happened, you may not have expected certain things. Certain things may have appeared to be derailed, but you look at the experience in a timeline when you set goals for yourself or you have some kind of structure or discipline about yourself, even though God is in control, the thing I want to say is sometimes things happen you don't expect it to happen, but you're still on time with where you expect it to be with your endeavor. No matter what happened during the process, like you, all right, I didn't see that coming, but I'm not God anyway. I don't see everything coming. You might have thought it would have derailed your plans or slowed your plans down, but you was a grateful person by saying thank you. Like the gratitude, you knew you had to keep that gratitude in the face of all of that to keep going. And it's naturally difficult on purpose. It's made difficult to because it's a test of your faith. Everybody don't understand that. But the puppeteer about the explanations and apologies, conjuring real social skills can be a challenge. People have their own feelings and their own lives, and it's easy to say or do the wrong thing. You're not the only person to have made an embarrassing mistake in the past, so own up to it and smooth things over. An apology or explanation is a small price to pay to maintain an important relationship. You damn right. They need a job. And that's not like somebody gotta bow down to you. You are worthy of that respect. They owe you they you this like somebody who worked for a company for 40 years and you come in the first year make it establishing yourself as a competitor for that company. They naturally gonna feel pissed. They're gonna feel played. They're gonna feel pissed off. Let's talk about it. Because that's clarifying the wise one. Now, I feel like that's in reverse to the puppeteer, and the puppeteer is in reverse to the wise one in the upright. So 2 seconds. So while I read the puppeteer in the upright for you, I mean for them, correction. The puppeteer, the person who owes you the apology, that's being read in the upright. That's the person who owes you an apology. Or the group of people who worked against you, owe you an apology. The wise one will be in reverse to them. So reading the wise one in reverse for them is conforming to social structures provides a reliable basis for development, but you may be feeling particularly restricted by the rules you embraced until now. Go ahead and break the mold, but do so sensibly. If you're going to embrace an unorthodox approach, make sure that whatever you do is the right thing for you in this particular moment. You fucking right. They know that's the right thing to do. Like, why? If I got an opportunity to showcase my talent on a broader platform, that's common sense. You damn right I'm gonna do that shit. So now these people are seeing that the golden parachute or the grass is greener where you stay true to yourself. When you stay true to yourself. Now, reading the puppeteer in reverse is like you may have made the first steps towards apologizing, or perhaps you're still too afraid to speak up and admit that you were wrong. Whatever the situation, there is an element of resentment that it may not be possible to forgive or forget. Sometimes the best thing is to accept that things are irredeemable and move on separately. That is the defeat you initially felt. They wanted to make you feel like you did not fit the bill. You will never be welcome. It's like they were totally prejudiced or racist against you. Like they practice all types of like bigotry. Like they cast you out. They could have not liked your religion. They could have not liked you culturally. They did not like you. Okay? They were very prejudiced against you, and maybe you felt like being a bigger person, grit your teeth and just go with the flow, just maintain gratitude. Like you was dealing with something that you typically wouldn't deal with, but you could have been like starting out. You were in those caterpillar phases. It could have felt like that for you. Not that you're a kiss ass, but they were trying to make you bow down to them. And you have to maintain integrity in the midst of that. So it's not that I don't get that you were afraid to speak up, and I don't feel like you were wrong. I feel like at the time it could have been wrong not to, it's obviously wrong not to speak up. Or maybe you could have reported it and you chose not to maintain integrity. You just felt like, you know what? Because the situation is I feel like it's irredeemable. I feel like these people, it's like a Toby versus a Kuta Kente. I'm gonna just say it like that. And you can apply that to any cultural group because every cultural group has its challenges. But you're talking about a slave mentality versus a free mindset, a free thinker. I'll put it like that. Okay? You could have been made to apologize, or they tried to make you apologize, or make you feel segregated, like they practiced that racism, that invisible rope. But that rope was that was a real thing at one time in the 50s and 60s. By the time the 60s came around, music kind of stopped that rope from being there, but that rope was there, and some people were still in that mindset. They have that nasty spirit about themselves. Okay, just like in this cultural group, people who are considered like colored, for best choice of words. You got some of us who are the spirit of the ancestor, and some of us who are the spirit of the slave master. You met the ones that were the spirit of the slave master. That's how you was treated, to give you a visual. You could have been treated like that in your own family. That's why you came out the house unprepared, because you don't look like what you've been through. So you could have already grew up under people who look like you, but have a totally different spirit from you. And now you realize why you went through that, because now it's time for you to step up in a leadership position, and people come at you like that. You already been through it, so it didn't have the lasting impact that it typically would for most people they did that too. Now the wise one and the upright. The wise one and the upright for you. Because it's in reverse for the one who owes you an apology. So the wise one, adding to that, the puppeteer in reverse was for you, about being the first to apologize, just to be the bigger person, when you know is all it makes you feel. It aligns with your spirit to stand up for yourself, but you understand you in a different field. You're trying to. It's like this. You see it for what it is. Like you see the black hand extorting his own people, but you know you need to make a change. So at first, at first it's like, I'm gonna just continue building my own shit, and then I'm gonna figure it out as I go along, until you're gonna have to come face to face with that black hand at some point, because he saw that man making money and he tried to take his money. That's from Godfather. And he had a plan, like, why do we have to give this man our money? It's three of us and one of him. I know bookies that don't pay him. You did? Like they had that conversation. That was in the second one where they had that conversation. So at first it felt like that, like you had to be the one to be more lenient as the puppeteer in reverse. Because you don't owe anybody an explanation. You damn sure don't owe anybody an apology for being authentic, for standing your fucking ground. So this is Godfather energy. So so you would be the wise one in the upright. The puppeteer in reverse, the wise one in the upright. So the wise one in the upright is organization and rhythm rule the day. It's time to suppress that creative streak and accept pre-established convention. Take the time to study those who have gone before you. There is plenty to be learned from previous attempts. The greatest knowledge is derived from the experience of those who have done this before. That's the thing. That's what you end up doing. It's like, I understand this don't resonate with my spirit, even though I know you've been here longer. The people who did it before you didn't open that door. They weren't successful. They went left. They conformed. They caved. They buckled under pressure. They just refused to do it for whatever reason. That's why you're led to, you could have been led to move. You could have been led to wherever you're at. You're led there to lead the way. So you're led there to open the door. These are, this reading is a continuation for readings I did last year. Not last year, 2022. Something about you being led, you're leading a congregation or something like that, where you're leading a group of people out of darkness. This is it. So if you know, when you're on that spiritual journey, you kind of go with the flow. You don't know where it's going to take you. You don't know. You're walking by faith, not by sight. This is it. That's why you're the Temperance, the Earth Angel, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is it. And owning your power inspires others to do the same. That's it. This is the energy they're in. That agony of defeat, with the house always winning, the government always wins. They paying taxes. Like, why are they taking so much of my money when I'm the one out there working? That they getting people out that mentality. And that Nine of Cups is in reverse. That's it. That's what this is about. Okay, let's keep going. Nobody really done that before you. That's why you're led to do it. That is your purpose. That is you facing your North Node. That's why you went through all those traumatic things. It all makes sense now in divine timing. Okay? You have the balance now. You have the right kind of balance now. And because you've surrendered and you're ready to learn what you need to learn to get the job done. Now you're standing in a position of power. Now, to the point where that's why those safari cats are under her feet in the card of power. It's like she could tame a whole safari cat because she's standing in her power. But as nature calls it, if you don't grow up like that, or you're not in an environment like that, you don't know, you're not connected with your power. It doesn't mean you don't have none, and that's the point. You're showing these people who owe you an apology. They have power too. They just not using it right. They use it to fuck you up at first by way of environmental attitude, because they felt like defeat. They felt like the house always wins. Okay? You're teaching people how to not think so negatively. You're teaching people how you can't grow crop or progress past poverty with a negative mindset. We're trying to buy back our 40 acres. I mean that spiritually. You're reconnecting people with the spirit of their ancestors, not the spirit of the slave master. Disconnect that, unplug from that, and plug back in. Connect with the spirit, because that's who you are. That's why you're so wise. That's why you're showing up as the Temperance. Okay? You're a free thinker. So all them attacks on your psyche, you dig what I'm saying? These two cards are purple, and they came out they came out together. So they're purple for a reason. That's what this is talking about. Bringing love into the situation. Love is a very, very powerful thing. It overrules hate every fucking day. You dig what I'm saying? So anybody who treated you like that, who has that outdated mindset, or that restricted, or that, what is it, fixed mindset. And this is a fixed energy too, but you fixed on love and they fixed on hate, which is not the opposite of love. Apathy is. It's not that they don't love you. You understand what I'm saying? It's riddled with toxicity. It's riddled with what the government, and that's not the actual government of the United States. It could be. In some instances, when you think about what I'm saying, it does talk about them too. The way it talks about the certain group of people who like to keep slavery going, and that they have people amongst you that look like you but help keep that narrative going, where you got people who are the opposite. You dig what I'm saying? People are afraid of change. That's what this is about. Adjustments are required. You're damn right. A lot of adjustments are required. Today is the day. Today is the day. The day of the Geechee is over. Eccentric, she always got something beautifully put, though. You better stand up and applaud for this reading. I don't care. Two people might watch it, but it's impactful. It'd be those two people who watch this reading are the two people who's called to step up and lead, is going to contribute to this. But what I noticed too is a lot of people feel nervous about stepping out. I mentioned something about rappers in the beginning, how they step out to make a difference for their family, at least for their family, if not the full community. A lot of people do step out and feel like this is just a platform. This will help me build a platform so I can speak my voice. If they're rappers, they get caught up in peer pressures too, or they are riddled with whatever the government of that society entails. So whatever the manipulation tactics to keep them enslaved, to keep them stuck. That very few people bypass all of that or survive that. Again, with Kanye West, he's a free thinker. He don't let nobody box him in. You see what I'm saying? DMX, he was big on that. You don't let nobody box you in. And you saw him struggle through a lot. You understand what I'm saying? That's a real thing. You could have grew up under parents who are free thinkers, but you also saw them where I couldn't get you here, I'm gonna get you here. I'll use my dad for an example, and my mom. Two freedom thinkers. That's where I get it from. I get it honest. Naturally, if my family knew I had this channel, or for those of them who do know that I have this channel, they talk their shit. I'm pretty sure some of them did. Maybe they didn't. But sometimes people are afraid of what other people might think. So they don't say nothing, or they sit quiet on how they really feel. And I'm not accusing my family of anything because I'm not there to see it. But listen, it don't make sense. Attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. It took for you to do something that's bold and rebellious, that's not like what other people did before you, or if it's in your bloodline to be a certain way, it was muted out to fit societal norms. You're breaking that. You can speak your mind. Your parents probably died applauding, or they died before they could see you make any real change. Like my father, he was heavy in the community. You know what I'm saying? So he survived drugs. He did. He didn't survive them bitches though. Where they didn't get him with the drugs, he got with them succubus energies. That's what I said. That's what I meant. All of them show up the same way. It looks pretty and pleasant and convincing on the storefront. They end up being manipulative. They end up having their own agenda. It end up draining him. You may not mean no harm. Y'all women may not have meant no harm. I feel like some of y'all did. At the end of the day, look at how it impacted him. It drained the fuck out of him. To the point where he just stopped fighting one. I don't know. At what point did he stop fighting? Somewhere in his 40s. His early 40s. He was a little different. He just kind of like went with it. It's kind of like he was being passive aggressive. Like he would go around the issue instead of facing the issue. He did that a lot. My mother did not want to face her demons. Last time I talked to my mother, she was still struggling through the same thing. So this ain't nobody gonna talk about my parents on my channel. I can talk about them. They're my parents. I'm not talking about them in a malicious way. It just caters to my point. When you're supposed to step up and lead, that's what you're supposed to do. You do what God tell you to do. Okay? If you have a concern about in the fashion or the creative way that they're doing it, just ask God. At the end of the day, He doesn't defend lies. I keep saying that. Shuffle for Gemini. Like, this is an unhappy family dynamic. They feel defeated by the system. Whether it's an enemy of your own, it's a negative mindset, a impoverished mindset. You feel bullied. You feel like you got to go with the flow with too much shit, and you don't get to speak your voice. Well, I'm doing it, so I opened the door so everybody else can too. And whatever their creative way of doing it is. So needless to say, I got your back. That's all. That's the point I'm trying to make. It ain't just for everybody else. It should be for there too, because a lot of it inspired me to go off on my own and do my own thing, because everybody else seemed to be held back by fear. They seem to go with the flow of things. They know it's not right. It doesn't feel right on your spirit. It's not giving peace to your spirit. You shouldn't be doing it. So, my family's Baptist. I'm Muslim. I like therapeutic remedies. I like to learn psychology. I like to peel back layers and have deep, thought-provoking topics and highlight issues And peel back the layers as to what was the mentality of what happened to get you there and what you need to do to fix it. That's why I like my channel. That's what my channel is for. It's peaceful to me. Like, we all live this thing called life. And you're a human fucking being. Last time I checked, God gave everybody free will. Everybody. So you don't need to ask permission to be you. If God ain't tell you to stop, you don't need to stop. That's just it. You ain't got to be afraid. You ain't got to, and now it's even where it's not afraid, it's worry and mental anguish about it. It's too much. There's no way to live. That's why we got all these generational curses on our bloodline, like the heart attacks and high blood pressure and the strokes and the diabetes. And I'm not with all that, okay? To the best of my ability, I'm just not with all of that, any of that. To give your children a chance, give yourself a chance to learn something different, to experience something different. That's why it's a mural for you. You ain't going to be alive to see it, but somebody is going to remember you. The community is going to remember you in some way or another. Or they feel like that about you now. So it ain't as petty as a man being insecure against you. It started off that way a little bit. Like somebody went with the wrong social group. That's such a broad interpretation. As this reading progresses, way more than that. It's about you not letting nobody put their dick up your ass or down your throat and tell you who's God. You know who God is, and you know what he told you to do, and you don't care who you had to let go and how you feel about them to do it. That includes mommy and daddy. And a man, in case he thought he was that kind of important to me. Fate. Accepting help and guidance. This wanted to flip over too. The botanist. Parenthood legacy. Wow. What's on the bottom? The weaver. Rediscovery. Transition. So somewhere between back when your ancestors was doing stuff, was trying to like working through or bucking up against what the system was then. For so much of it was slavery for some of us. But they tried to establish a voice. They didn't do all that for nothing. Everybody's not chosen to do it though. Sometimes it skips a generation. But I don't think in my case it was supposed to skip a generation. I feel like I'm a lot like my father. I feel like my father's a lot like me. He wanted to speak out, but it's still some of it he still struggled to work through. And then by the time you get to me, it's like whatever I had to undo to get here is here nonetheless. Like, I feel like he should be proud of it, even if nobody else understands it. All right, the fate, accepting help and guidance. And sometimes people are too proud to look at it like, I don't want to bow down to you. That's false evidence appearing real. Nobody told you to bow down to that person. But if they're somebody who, if they have something that could benefit you, it's just even if it's just advice, even if it's a smile on your face, how are you offended at somebody smiling at you like this? And not that it's that kind of serious for some people. But some unexpected help is due to come your way. You may not be able to see what causes your struggles or know of those who plot against you, but others can, and they won't let you face it ununiformed. The guidance may come from an unexpected source, so look out for the signs that will guide you in the right direction. People didn't see you coming, Gemini. And I feel like that's every generation got a person like that. Everybody has a family member like that, where it's like I wasn't expecting this. And then you got the people who realize it, like, my intuition was telling me something about this person as a child. Like, you got some people, once they make it big, it's like, I knew it was something about that person as a child, something like that. But the botanist, I like that. I like the artistry on these cards. The botanist is a parent. It's a nurturer. It's a giver of life. Like, by providing the right environment, they bring everything, intentions, material gains, even people, into fruition. What you do now creates a legacy for those who come after you. Like you take what you have learned from the botanist before you and become the next to embrace that role. Like this card is for you and for those who have nurtured you into who you are today. So even if it looked traumatic for you, you realize why you went through all of that. It's making sense today. Your family loves you, not for nothing. Your family love the fuck out of you, Gemini, even if they can't tell you. And then what's further amplifying that is the Weaver. The thread of your life are long and entirely unique to you, like the threads of your life. But it's time to turn them into something complete, like no half projects. Like everything that was like may have stopped short or whatever the hell you're supposed to learn. This is giving unity consciousness within your, but that's more about yourself. A lot of people, it resonates where you're thinking about another person. It really resonates within yourself. It's about yourself, so it's time to turn them into something complete. You take the messy loose ends that you don't know what to do with and make them a part of you too. In doing so, you could discover a part of yourself that you didn't recognize before, or rediscover a forgotten thing or a person who brought you pleasure. My parents, my dad, because my mother didn't raise me. My dad used to take me to those narcotic anonymous meetings because he was a drug addict once upon a time. And I used to listen to all those different testimonies. He took us there strategically, okay? Because the 12 step teach you strengths you didn't even know you had. It's a process. They have a structured process that takes them out of but you got to hit that rock bottom. You got to be ready. Once you're ready, I love you too. Once you're ready, that 12 step process helps you reconnect with your inner star player, helps you tap into strengths you didn't know you had. You see? Now I feel like those three cards are in reverse for everybody who try to stop you. Even people who raised you to be who you are sometimes can try to stop you along your process. Like they don't know any different. Like they have that fear and on their spirit. They have that entity on their spirit. Like it's a strong one. With the Weaver and the Puppeteer versus the Wise One, a person can know they're supposed to do something, but that Jinn on their spirit is like it's holding. It's got a grip on their mind and a grip on their heart, like a grip on their spine too. Like I'm not letting you show acts of bravery. I mean, you have to understand it's fear. It's false evidence pertaining to be real, appearing real. You got to ask God for guidance. People take praying for granted, where like you don't feel like you have to pray. You have to do it every day. That's how you got. That's how you. That's why we're spiritual people, because we do a lot of praying and meditating to a higher power. So balance. In order to have balance, surrender to the higher power, and in divine timing, you'll understand the assignment and what you're supposed to be doing. It's like you got people that reached an end of a particular period in their life, and yet rather feeling fulfilled, something still feel off or incomplete, and they lack closure from a previous negative experience, or they letting that previous experience overtake the situation. You could be teaching your counterpart this. Obviously, if you have a counterpart or some kind of spiritual union with somebody, you're teaching them how to undo what the negative experience they still color in their life with till this day. Like there's a loose end somewhere that needs tying off in order for you to feel complete and happy in the moment. Obviously, you tried. You dig what I'm saying? Now, when you see the botanist in reverse, it's like you have become too parental in your own social relationships, becoming controlling and overprotective. That's like a dictator versus a teacher. This is creating stress for others and for you, and you let your roles mature by releasing the parent-child dynamic and embrace a more trusting, independent, adult-to-adult relationship. You might have undid all that faster than your counterpart did or is. But the more you step into yourself, the more they gonna listen. They have no choice because your algorithm is higher. Your energy is going that way. So naturally they're gonna follow you. That energy they're gonna feel that energy pull and go the other way, or go the way that you're going. And they're gonna kick and scream on the way out too. They're not gonna like that shit. Like, I am the boss and I get the last word, god damn it. Okay. And then when you see fate in reverse, you have assumed the role of fate, keenly aware of the tangled lives of those around you, where you can see others struggling. And now is the time to help them, even in a small way. Everyone's lives exist in the same tapestry. So, and by helping them, you're also helping yourself. This is a little distorted and twisted. Let me tell you about this motherfucker right here. These bitches and this Five of Swords in the upright, this bullying tactic, this ambition by any means necessary. With this arrogant, pompous Napoleon complex on your dick. Even if you have a well-endowed one, you still got Napoleon complex on it, so you treat it like you a little short man. You shrink yourself. That's what you do. Like, that's twisted, where you feel like you come off like you're helping people, but you're manipulating it. It's giving predatorial energy. Watch, all that shit got annihilated behind you. Because I did say that early in the reading, where I said somebody thought they were going to sit around a certain social group and hide, and that same social group told them the truth without realizing they was telling them the truth. I mean, they knew they was telling them the truth, but this person got exposed or got annihilated trying to play with you. They got annihilated because that's just the nature of the people. It's like, I don't know what false perception or what false evidence appear real to you about us. We are spiritual people. We are fighters. We already saw people trying to like mentally take us down, or just like you thought we were broken spirited. You judged us. You judged all of us. If you judge one of us, you judge all of us. And that's just the way it is. So if you play with one, you trying to play one, you trying to play with all of us. Now look at all of these motherfuckers as a collective showing integrity, when that person probably could have had a fear or just thought this group is angry. They don't know how to articulate themselves. All they do is attack each other like they dog eat dog. No, this group of people are parents. They are solidified in what they know their assignment to be. Everybody got their part in the whole scenario, okay? And everybody does their part. We raised a exceptional, outstanding person. That's what we do, because we stand up. We didn't ask your permission. You need us. We don't need you. He didn't know that. Whoever that is resonating with, he did not know that. These motherfuckers, you might have thought you was on the outside looking in at Gemini, and you could have thought everybody that is bucked up against you. Not realizing these motherfuckers tell it like it is. Like, it's about integrity at the end of the day. Everybody is not looking for a quick gain or a quick fix or a quick come up. Everybody talk their shit, but when it all comes down to it, when we see somebody trying to come in and segregate, you see a little weak spirit, we tell that motherfucker, you're going to know how we feel about you. It's up to you. What you do is what you do, but you're going to know how we feel about you. We're going to tell you how we feel about you. There ain't no love lost. I don't want no hard feelings after that neither. This whole group was like a Della Reese, a bunch of Della Reeses. Like, I'm going to kick your ass, but I don't want no hard feelings after, because I still have love for you, but I'm not going to play with you at the same time. Yeah, that still exists in certain people's family dynamics. So you was played. So really, I feel like the lesson is not for the person who may have went behind these people who do that shit. Like, whoever the weak link in your group was, who helped somebody orchestrate a lie, that motherfucker got read their rights, got read for filth. It was that motherfucker. So they look like you, but the spirit was different. They got read their rights. They learned a very valuable lesson bucking up against you. That's what I said. That's what I said. Okay. So where do we start? You can start with repenting, because that's better for you. That's what the Holy Scripture said. You can read the book of Isaiah if you into the Bible. You can read about accountability. You can read the Quran, okay? And there is a lot of scripture. A lot of all the books say repentance is better for you. You can start there. Start by apologizing, like the card says. Explanations, apologies, the wise one. Okay? Obviously, there's a chief, and there's plenty Indians. Okay? That's going to release all the Indians. There's a chief, and then there's release of all the Indians that still feel enslaved. That's what that means. So there's an apology coming your way. Somebody said, I don't know how you live. I don't know how you do this shit. I don't know how you do this shit. Like, bro, I think the same way. Ditto. I don't know how you do that shit neither. How you sit in the Five of Swords and the Nine of Cups in reverse when you a whole major arcana with the helping hand of God behind you because God says so. I like the illustration on this Ace of Pentacles because he looks like physically strong, but it's really the spirit that leads him. He know all things are possible through the Most High. That's how he owns his power. That's how he's able to own his power. That's why it ain't but so much you can really do to this person. You can throw some pebbles, but at the end of the day, this person is protected. You feel me? You already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your north node. That's one about him. Deep breathing exercises. 19 could be like the sun card. Because I did see the sun card a couple of times. Actually, I did. The sun card. That's number 19 in the major arcanas. And the sun is shining on this person in this Ace of Pentacles. Like you see the light? That's the sun shining down on this person. The more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world I choose to shine. Well, deep breathing exercises kind of helps like release toxic energy. So, okay, so what else I get is when it says you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your north node. You're already in that consciousness. You already are in that spiritual way of doing things. That you're already very much aligned. Not so much the ego. The ego is the mind. So it's not like you're disconnected from your common sense. I don't mean it like that. I mean the purpose and what you're supposed to be doing. Like you're already in your journey, in your spiritual journey. You're already doing it. So keep doing it. If you thought you might have got off track or got distracted or got derailed, that's all part of the process. Mom. Yes. Okay, I got you. All right, Gemini. Spending time with friends and music. I feel like some you could be 49 or 37, but 49 could also break down to a 13. You see that? You got a whole new soul tribe. 37 could break down to a 10. That's the wheel of fortune. 13 could be the death of transformation. Somebody likes the person you've become. Like you around other like spirited people, like like-minded people. There's like spirited people too. Yeah, it's a good energy, Gemini. Proud of you. Or people want to be they would like your hand in friendship. Like they want to learn more about what it is you do. Like if you like to use illustration cards to express yourself, or you like to do therapeutic things and you use the cards. Like the cards are visuals. You see, it gives, like, if you're reading for somebody, you're laying out the cards, they're listening to you talk, but they're watching the visuals. Like you help people tap into their intuition, or you better use their intuition. Like, it gets you out of trouble every time. I see a progress with the numbers. You got 19, 37, 49, so something's progressing. All the cards that's falling on my hand. Protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords of soul retrieval. I think you got sick of somebody's shit, and they know that you sick of their shit. Like, whatever they thought they was doing, they kept trying to lie. They kept trying to hide. They kept trying to run the other way. There's some shit happening to them. Or, you know what else I see with this? They keep trying to hold on to your energy, or they feel your energy pull. I also see The tower is, as this breaks down to a 13 with the death of transformation, you cause the ego death for somebody, and that you teaching them how to call back their power. All right, Gemini. Is that it? Getting grounded. This one will have to come out too. Massages. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. I feel like you do that already. Like where you're at now, you in a space where you could do that. You can shut out all the noise, or you have shut out all the noise. Like having that consciousness, like with the deep breathing, like you're happy. Also, see you just this both of these are self care, random acts of self care. So I see you taking better care of yourself because it's sharpening your intuition. Well, who does you, wherever you came from, they watching that shit in amazement, like, oh wow, well that was very informative. Wherever you're at now, they're watching it in amazement, like, well that's very informative. I never saw it that way. It has such a negative connotation, or you have a negative connotation attached to you because everybody around you was closed minded and you finally figured out a recipe to get to expand, get them to see things from a fresh with a fresh set of eyes, or they see you with a fresh set of eyes, or you help them learn life, or learn the experiences that they've been through, or learn the webbing that entangled them into the experiences that they have, and they don't know how to get away from it or just have peace. It's not like people don't want peace. They want peace. They just don't know how to attain it. That's where you coming in at. And this came out in reverse. The weight of the world, boundaries. Let it go, it's not yours to carry. Maybe somebody's struggling to let go. Somebody likes to float. When they sit in a big body of water, like if you're out swimming or if you're at a beach somewhere, you like to just float. Somebody still lacks boundaries. Somebody thought they can have spiritual support, or like the support of not being so worldly, but more so sometimes a person is too worldly. They don't have spiritual contact, like they don't have a friendship with God. They thought being connected to you will help them. That's wrong. They have to do it. They have to do their own work. And this could be the Most High separating those people from you, calling back your power, cutting the cord, soul retrieval. It's like it could be why you felt a little bit tired. Here, put something under that. Put something under that so you don't spill it. Right? So the wastelands, this is where you came from. Sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. A lot of people who don't have that spiritual support, it's like they're being drained of it, or you are being drained of it, and it's like impoverished. And then you see the ancestors on the card. If you can see it up close, you see your ancestors there. It's like, look at what I've built she's being deprived of it. But you kind of rose to the occasion, obviously. This is spiritual and this is tangible. So you're making something being useful in the community, like a minister or an imam is a leader of the community, where you're teaching people how to ground themselves in their connection with God. It's not about a new religion or new world order. It's about undoing the generational curses. So much of this, the reason your family, and seeing people struggle through things like I couldn't understand for the life of me why my mother and why my father more so would just allow certain things to just happen. You know what I'm saying? Like why he didn't have it like that. He's already depleted of it. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have that connection, and he stopped watering that part of himself. So he don't have the muscles to counteract something like that, and it got the best of him, and that's with anybody. This card likes to come out a lot because it's heavy emphasis on not being like this. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. You still, you can always have challenges. That's God for you. He tests your faith all the time. He tests you through your health all the time. And you want to talk about body care, tenderness with that massage. This is what you're doing now to break it's breaking generational curses. Believe it or not, like it's teaching people how to better take care of themselves. I don't know if some of you may have moved away from where you came from and you go back home to visit your family. A lot of you don't. And some of you who do, you'd be surprised, or some of you who will be surprised of how well received you are. It's like some people don't because they don't want to deal with okay. They don't want to deal with the agony of the chaotic energy that some people might still they don't know if you're still in that agony or you still have a way of feeling and thinking, and you don't want to be subjected to that. Like they remember why they separated themselves in the first place. You got lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Like the people before you did it, and you're obviously called to do it. Okay, if you're like reincarnating after being reincarnated, this is like people, you know yourself to be a certain way, not to be all dramatic, like you've been here before, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime kind of thing. That's how I mean it when I say reincarnated. But you've done this before, so you know yourself to be this way. You could have always known yourself to be this way and went through life challenges, and life challenges could have started draining it from you, or you come across some real strong entities and they were draining it from you until you start standing up for yourself. Your counterpart is no exception to the rule. He must have thought he was it, or she thought she was it. Yeah. You're rising to the occasion, and so is the algorithm. I feel like when you're sleeping, you see how she's light body, crystal grid, transmission activations, like something is reignited in you. Or I feel like you're reigniting this in people. People starting to wake up to things that they know that resonates with them and it feels natural to them. Look at the big picture. Okay? Your parents didn't work that hard for you to be where you're at. People don't stay married for you to be treated a certain type of way. They're showing you what a man and a wife's supposed to be like, not the toxic stuff. At least if it's like that, you watch people be married for a long time. For those of you who saw them fight with each other, like physically fight, you're showing them how to undo that. Like get that entity off your marriage. They're trying to separate you. Mm-hmm. A double mission. Light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. You have to feed what resonates with your spirit. You gotta do what resonates with what's authentically you. And eventually, people always talk about, oh hell no, I would never do no shit like that. 6 months later, sometimes a few months later, they're doing the same thing where they starting to understand you differently. Okay, Gemini, that's enough. That is enough. I think they get the point. Uh-uh. Close it out. It's clear, what you are, or who you are and what you and it's soon going to be clear for other people to realize who they are too. That's the point. Being you shouldn't require you to lack integrity or do devious things to prove you're you. Yeah, we know you in this phase, but you could do you with integrity. You poise of elegance. Not what you say, is how you say it. And this person, people thought you didn't have the smarts that you do. And you're very, very smart. Very smart. Pure Celeste. They may see that about you and feel like I don't have that connection like you do. That it's like they take one thing about you and try to box you in with that. Like you're very smart. Like it's somebody people want to have. I feel like people want to be friends with you. Hi, son. People want to be friends with you just to hear what you have to say. People want to hear what you have to say. Like there's you're a strong conversationalist, like a strong communicator. But it's not that. It's just you have something to say. But she's not all like you're not all prayer and meditation. You can talk too. Years of comedy. You would make people laugh. You got multifaceted of ways to connect with people. Or people was laughing at you, so they have they're made to respect what you have to say. They're not laughing now. They're looking at themselves different. That wasn't it. Okay. Walk around acting like that. That wasn't it. Psychic portal. That's why that defeat card. Now this is in somebody's family ancestry, and that's what they thought it was. So that's why they thought they could connect with you this way. You're going to realize that. I thought we were one and the same. No, we're not one and the same. Somebody thought you just say the word like God or talk about religion to soften the blow for people, to will people in. No. Somebody really is serious about this. Okay? Like doing like more like this is the Ouija board. So this is calling up on this is doing Satan's handiwork. The Ouija board is in the back of her head. You see the Ouija board? This is somebody who attacked you. This is purple. It's somebody who attacks your psyche with the defeats. And they're unpleasantly surprised that the house always win. You dig what I'm saying? That you're a lot smarter than they thought you were. They thought you were all this, and they counteracted with that. I thought we do the same thing. No, bitch. You thought you could play God in somebody's life. That's not the case. Muse of art. You put that together, it's muse of the dark arts. It amused somebody to say you was about that life. That's why you was treated weird. You was treated very different on account of that. And if you were a child growing up like that, that's why you was treated different, because it's the people who were painting a false narrative or just assassinating, attacking you. That's what they do. And as an adult, obviously, if people thought you were into this stuff too, they were trying to be the better one to do it. The best of the worst. You see what I'm saying? That's already speaking and acting from a space of envy. Like, you don't got to be so shitty in every fucking thing you do. Don't be a piece of shit in everything that you do. Meaning, if you think we're one and the same, why are you so envious of that person's spirit? You don't have to attack it if it's just like you. You shouldn't feel threatened by it. You dig what I'm saying? When you put these two together, it's somebody who it amused them to push that shit off on you or deflect that off on you or project that onto you. But for others, okay, you're just creative. You're creative and you're smart. Okay? You're spiritual and you're grounded. You dig what I'm saying? This is a fucking clown. This is a clown. This is who thought they could play with you. Okay? This is who they thought they could weaponize you against you and make fun of you. You dig what I'm saying? This is them. But in actuality, people are laughing at them. Or you just have a way with words where you can make people laugh because laughter is healing. Like I always tell you to watch Jamal Peterson. His channel, he talks about real stuff, but he's funny and it's healing. That's his gift. That's his purpose. That's his double mission in life. Serve the world by being you. You see what I'm saying? So this could be somebody who's thinking they making a difference in your life and it's all a test at the end of the day. This person is making a difference in your life because they can show you how far it is go. If you're the one doing this, you're the one that's worthy of dealing with the benefits of doing this. No one else you push this shit off on or take it out on deserves to deal with this because they're not the one doing it. It's you who's doing it. So if you're the one that's doing this, shame on you. You're the one that's going to benefit from the results of doing this. Gemini, I like your read. I appreciate your read. They did this on the whole fucking Empress, attacking somebody's whole bloodline. If it wasn't their mother, they attacked you as a mother. I said that the botanist is a mother. Okay, they're just jealous of you. Gemini, that is enough. Okay, somebody is reflecting on you. Every time I say that's enough, it's like, no, look at the bottom. Somebody's in deep reflection about you because it's just common sense. Some things are just common sense. And again, my earlier readings, every time I saw this card, it's like you're meant to lead the people. Somebody is reflecting on the influence you're meant to have on the people. Somebody could have spied on you or possibly did research on you to see what your purpose is. And it could have been what they found out. Or this is a group of people who rallied up against you. And now they're in deep reflection because it was all out of manipulation of this person. This person could have got a whole lot of people to go against you. But that's only temporary. It slows you down. Those are the same people you're supposed to lead out of darkness. It's the same people that was manipulated to go against you. That's what I got. So Gemini, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.